주성 흰시가 나도 치가를 지금 구령 나는 지금 구령 가려 정말로 소리지가 음악을 했습니다.
Today, in this very special Vajrayana conference, attended by distinguished masters, scholars, and delegates, I would like to welcome each one of you and wish you all good something.
다른 일이 커플에 저기 태바 순자 선이기 때문에 태바 지인으로도 되지, 태바도 선을 두지, 태바 캠도 받을 수 있지. 수다로다 만들시면 다실라딘데 나랑이 기억을 주지. 그래서 너무 숨도 두기 위해서
So today I would like to make a presentation with this, considering the importance of auspicious circumstances. I would like to speak briefly about the whole wheels or Buddhist vehicles and where Vajrayana is exalted, and say a few words about the differences between Sutra and Vajrayana schools.
태바 숨긴 남자 도비주와진 상계 종전들이 추위 부모의 지지도 나서고 실제 승리유가 통제도를 주와진 기자동명과 매주 진일하게 친구 자주세워서 기진이 남아 숨을 뒤집에 소수분이 있어요. 주위와가 연결되는 숨기자는 없었습니다.
So, as an overview, as a matter of fact, the Buddha has taught 84,000 teachings, and if they were to be summarized, all of them could be included within the three vehicles of Shavakayana, Pratyabhuddhayana, and the Mahayana. So the vehicles of the three, starting with the Shavakayana, it is the vehicle of Shavakayana and Pratyabhuddhayana. They were actually taught by the Buddha as a provisional teachings to the sentient beings, in particular, who are so beaten heart by the unsatisfactoriness of samsara, and who were not fond of embracing the unsurpassable conduct of Vajrayana. And this is actually affirmed by the White Lotus Sutra as well. And as for the Mantrayana or Vajrayana, is actually considered to be the ultimate vehicle that is capable of transporting us to the nirvana of Samyak Sambuddha. And this is only possible within the Vajrayana Buddhism, and therefore this is comparatively very much advanced. And this advanced stage of Vajrayana is actually confirmed, such as by the Sutra, Bhagavata Sutra, and White Lotus Sutra. And if I may quote one of them, because Venerable has already written the text, and I will just offer a little bit of this here. Ultimately, there is only one vehicle, I teach, and there is no narrative of other vehicles. Yet, to guide the children, I speak in terms of different vehicles. That is from the Bhagavata Sutra. And from the White Lotus Sutra, it says, there is only one vehicle, and two does not exist. Never exists a third vehicle in this world. The supreme noble beings skillfully and methodological vehicle in various numbers are also taught.
티신이라요. 유럽도 제거하는 거, 생기다 보고 예고는 제거하는 거. 요추 상업이 되어왔어요. 아마 미술 그거들하고 예고해서 하는데 소유 주말에 티신 상업이 되고
So in Vajrayana Buddhism as well, it is actually sub-classified into two schools, the perfection school or the perfection vehicle and the Vajrayana vehicle. And the distinction between these two different schools within Vajrayana is actually, one is causal approach and the other one is the resultant approach. And these two different types of vehicles are also confirmed by the King's Sutra of Conferring Pit Instructions.
이거 상황 유지되고 계속하는 추이요. 지금은 유전이 되어서 생기 되어서 되고 상황이 되고 이처럼 도저히 되고 인생이고 봐. 근데 신이 배우고 그래서 시기가 그런 것만 시유 스스로 말에 괜찮아요. 뭐 통화가 오면 어머니 미용한 집에 나중에 가서 와서 세상을 시고
So now is the second part, which Venerable wants to explain. Why is Vajrayana exalted? And this is qualified by four reasons. The four reasons are actually, first one says there is no confusion on the method, multiplicity of choices, easy to adopt, and based on super intelligence. And this is actually so confirmed by the total three-ways tantras that points out, although they are same in meaning, Vajrayana is unconfused, equal to plenty of methods, easy to practice, and meant for disciples of sharp faculty. For this reason, Vajrayana is exalted. And particularly here, in comparison with the wisdom vehicle, the wisdom perfection vehicle, and that of Vajrayana, the ultimate goal, in terms of ultimate goal, they don't have any differences. But when we embrace the methods that leads to this ultimate goal, these are the four different factors mentioned. So the first reason, which means no confusion, or so unconfused here means the followers of the wisdom perfection engage in external acts of perfection, such as sacrificing one's heads, legs, and hands. This practice will not fulfill the needs of all sentient beings at once, and will have to wait long to accomplish them. Therefore, the path is a little ignored. So this is the case with the Prajnaparamatta Sutra tradition followers. And mantra adepts consider such method as inferior, since through their mastery of methods, they generate compassion toward infinite sentient beings, and with non-duality of method and wisdom, they perfect the inner six perfections strictly. Hence, they are not ignorant of the path, even by little, to becoming the Buddha.
이거 톱만 이렇게 팔뚝이가 생각하니까 주생이 되는 말이야. 까지 동반을 소문이 산지 톱에 되는 게 생제 통지기 되는 주민이 생제 통지 기술이 되는 톱 풍신관이 상황이 말이야. 생제 통지기 되는 주민이 제도 또 알아서 이유가 Jiva Kamichi, Mada, Telecom Java, Chutam Jini, Namata, Nimova, Shiki, Pano, they come from Pana Video, Magin, Nimova, Ponta, Shipanja, Yata, Sumidi, the Kabi.
So the second one, which mentions about the multiplicity of choices, which is also regards to the efficiency of methods. Equipped with plenty of methods, the followers of our wisdom professions rely upon austere practice, observing of disciplines, etc., as factors to obtain Buddhahood. They lack the method to directly experience suchness and to care for the disciples directly through suchness. Hence, their method is a little bit limited. Whereas for mantra adepts, they perform yogic practices in keeping with their initial assessment of destined Buddha family through signs of dreams and divinations to accomplish the needs of all sentient beings. They visualize even the subtlest of mental events as the natural enlightened deities. The clinging to speech, which is not transformed by deity visualization, is done through mantra recitation, etc. And inability to enter into the subtlety due to clinging to gross objects are visualized as a support and supported mandalas, etc. Since all phenomena are perfectly pure by nature, there exists no discarding and embracing within affective emotions and gnosis, and realizing this ultimate meaning, one obtains liberation. Hence, it has plenty of methods to become enlightened.
The Sumo Kawana, Semidi, Jukachini, Dosinity, Kapsulu, the Justice, the Lord Timber, the Kapi Musuki, the Chachukara, Katari, Gava, Sungi, the Senate, so Saudi, the Kawachani, Sawayalu, Senjit, you got there, you know, Senjit, the Lord Timber, the Happy, the Richard,
So the higher aspect is easy to adopt, and it is actually basically said as the absence of hardship. As for the method to generate results that would fulfill the needs of different disciples, is very rare in the path of wisdom perfection. It is very difficult to obtain Buddhahood, even after a long time. Hence, it is extremely difficult. Mantra adept would deliver definitively to a disciple at any place, at any time, the result most peacefully. Thus, the binders become liberators here. Based upon the grades of faculty or by relying upon the fourfold mudras, etc., as the Buddha is obtained easily, hence it is relieved of difficulties. So even in terms of the faculties or the practitioners, they need to have a special supreme form of intelligence. And because of this, one will be able to graduate onto the practice of the Vajrayana very instantaneously and become enlightened. They said that in a Theravada practice, they do not require an advanced method and smartness to master its path. Whereas the wisdom profession or the smarter bodhisattvas is still ignorant in methods, but for the mantra adepts, who could be the smartest in terms of faculty due to its most advanced methods. And smart faculty, if it is practiced by others, even if that practitioner has committed some form of heinous forms of crimes and all, he can still achieve Buddhahood in a very short span of time. Vajrayana is actually comparatively exalted in these terms of the sweetness of the mantras, or the assertions of mantra supremacy to its four distinctive aspects of the sweetness in approach and easiness to practice, the multiplicity of choices, and proficiency or the supremacy of faculty. The wisdom perfection vehicle must practice the Dharma for 3 countless years, and its method is a little slower. And the mantra adepts can obtain the result either in 1, 7, or 16 lifetimes. The most diligent and smartest mantra practitioner who obtains Buddhahood in this life is explained even by the root tantra of Kalachakra. Maybe if we go to the last slide, please. Now, the final part, the parts section of this presentation. Differences between sutra and mantra is based on literal narratives. If explained literally according to the Sanskrit, the word sutra stands for summarization. Hence, sutra is a concise explanation of the truth. Mantra signifies extensive explanation. So accordingly, in the sutras, apart from the complete analysis of objective reality, the analysis of subjective reality is very less. In the mantra, analysis of the subjective reality is just elaborate. It is in fact infinitely. It is not just elaborate. It is in fact infinitely extensive. It is because of this that mantra is dubbed extensive exegesis. So, his final point is like why Vajrayana is literally called as extensive version or extensive explanation. It's because it looks into the subjective reality, and then this subjective reality is unfolded very extensively in the Vajrayana teachings. And once you happen to recognize and identify and experience this subjective reality, then the attainment of the realization it doesn't take a long time.
우리가 가라지 레시데스만 있는 것은 같이 시스템이 되시게
And